Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Bienvenue à Taekwondo Québec en entrevue avec un athlète de haut niveau. Nous avons la chance cette semaine d'être avec Anthony Cappello, un athlète en para-taekwondo qui nous a représenté fièrement sur la scène internationale ces dernières années. Je vais le laisser se présenter parce qu'il y a tout un CV sportif et il y a de très, très belles valeurs et un parcours à nous partager. L'entrevue va se faire en anglais cette semaine et donc vous allez pouvoir travailler votre anglais. Si vous avez des problèmes à comprendre, demandez à vos parents, à vos amis parce que son message est vraiment exceptionnel. Hi Anthony, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Thank you to be with us with the Taekwondo Québec community as well. It's nice to have you in interview this week. We want to know more about you. Would you like to share your Taekwondo debut with us?
Sure, it would be my pleasure. So it's a pretty linear path for me, pretty humble path. It all started, I was about 10 years old, I think, when my parents were going to find an after-school activity for my two brothers. I'm the youngest out of all of them. They went to Loyola High School, in Montreal, where I'm from, and they were looking for something around that area. And they found Master Murad Taekwondo Academy and decided to enlist both my brothers. And of course, I was a huge fan of all those cool little ninja movies and stuff like that. So I was more enthralled by it than my two brothers. So she decided to put me in there as well. And I obviously very much enjoyed it. Master Murad was a very charismatic, energetic guy and completely grabs me. So that was awesome. Then, like most kids, I was in soccer and a bunch of other sports. Sadly, I chose to pursue soccer for the most part of my teenage years. So I stopped for a very long time until I hit my 20s. I am 30 now. So when I was 20, I decided to go back to the academy and enlist there again. And you know, the rest is history. I stuck it out this time. I stayed, and I started my career there for the past 10 years. Yeah, I've been going pretty religiously.
So you get back later at 20. So what were your evolution, your progression in Taekwondo? How old were you when you got your black belt and when you started competition?
Yeah, that's crazy. When I came back, I was green belt already when I left the first time. So I was green belt when I started up again, and it took me around 5 years. So I was 25 when I got my black belt, and then for the last 5 years, I've been training very hard. I've been going religiously, as I said. I've been going every day, except for now with COVID running around. But I've been going every day, putting my head down and just focusing on it. It became like my hobby, my passion, and I just stayed in it until I reached my goal, which was, to do international competitions, to pursue maybe an Olympic run. And I did pretty good in that so far. Internationally, I won my first I got silver in Worlds Para-Taekwondo last year. So 2019, I got that medal, and that was a big accomplishment for me. So I'm very happy about that, as well as MVP in that year. So it was very nice for me. And then countless other competitions nationally, and it was a nice run.
Do you know more about your career and I mean Para-Taekwondo? Would like
Yes.
to know what is Para-Taekwondo and in which division are you competing?
Okay, so there's a lot of categories. So first off, one of the biggest rules is that, or one of the biggest differences is that there's no shots to the head. So we don't have to defend our head, and we don't have to think about that. It's more like the older times where we're just trying to score as hard and as fast as we can to the body, not worrying about our head. For obvious reasons, some people, like my category, it depends how short, how long your arms are. If you have a spine injury, if you have a leg injury, so they put you in different categories based on that. Your height, of course, your weight, and they try to match you up with the best partner that you could have. I'm a K43 athlete, so I have no spinal injury, no head injury, no leg injury. It's just my arm length. My arms do not, they are not fully extended, so they take that into account, and that's it. There's no headshot, and that's the biggest difference.
Are
That
you
there's no
using
headshots.
PSS Hogu electronic scoring system in your
We're using Dado and stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome. So what aspect of the Taekwondo do you prefer?
What aspect?
Yeah, I mean, what's turned you on the most in Taekwondo? Is it, I mean,
Okay. Honestly, I'm enthralled by the finesse. I came from a soccer background, and you have to be quick on your feet. You have to. I just love the flow of it. It's quick, it's explosive. It's just appealing in that way. It's beautiful. Like I was always good with my legs, and that's all Taekwondo is. It's nice to look at. It's nice to feel. It's nice to release. It's just a beautiful sport.
And what is for you the best quality that a high performance athlete should have to compete and have good results?
Definitely. Overall, you have to be pretty religious about what you're doing. You have to be continuous. You have to pursue it every day and keep fit and stuff like that. So that's the obvious stuff. But the more important thing is your mental strength. You have to really be willing to fail. You have to be willing to get up. You have to be willing to understand that failing is not really the end of the world. You have to be able to deal with it. When you go home, you have to get right back to training. You have to understand that it's okay to fall and get defeated. In my instance, like I said, in 2019 was my biggest year, and I was riding off of momentum. And then when I went to the Pan Am Games, I qualified for it, the Pan Am Games. And, I did the whole thing, the village and being there, fantastic experience. But when I got in the ring, my first fight, I got hit in the head, illegal shot. I didn't see it coming, and I got a concussion. So after that, I could have stayed down, and I could have, been disappointed, and I didn't. I got it right after that. I did my recovery the way I should have. I kept my mind as strong as possible, and I got back into it. And so the mental is very important.
So did you have been through any other difficult time? I mean, you get back from an injury, you took time to be sure you're right to go back to training. Did you have any other injury or maybe difficult time?
The biggest one was the concussion, because I got the concussion in Pan Am Games. That was my biggest one. That's always tough because you never know when it goes away. You might think you're okay, then you go back and you're dizzy, and it's not a fun time. So you have to take your time on that and not be stubborn. I've had many. I come from a soccer background, so I have a lot of ankle injuries, a lot of ankle stuff, a lot of knee stuff, and Yeah, my meniscus on my right leg is pretty hurt, pretty bad. But you just gotta stay strong, keep going.
In this particular time, people, I mean, Taekwondo Québec member, it's hard for them to keep motivation and try to train. Did you have, what is your schedule, your training schedule right now, and how you keep your motivation to train in this particular time?
I just try to ride off of every good experience. Whether it's at work and something goes right, I ride that all the way through. It's very difficult to smile nowadays. Maybe you're at home, you don't have much around you. Luckily, I have my lovely little dogs here. I have my brothers upstairs. I have people around me, so I'm very fortunate like that. But it's just important to grab onto everything that is happening and everything good that is happening, and ride that wave all the way through. My schedule, I go to work part-time right now. I have my own company. I work in the morning till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I get home, I make sure that I have some energy, I eat, and then I go for a jog anywhere. It doesn't matter outside. If it's raining, cold, I don't care. I take a jog, or maybe I do skipping rope by the way, I could not skipping rope at all before before this, and now I'm skipping. It's a new thing for me, but I learned how to do it, and it's just as good as running. So if I can't run, I do skipping rope around 30 minutes, 15, 30 minutes. I do that. I stretch. I keep my technique in check. I do a lot of wall training. I do a lot of elastic training at home, and I try to keep my fitness up as much as possible. I do planks. I do the push-ups. I do the leg lifts, the jumps, the squats. I do whatever I can in the spot, and then I obviously go two to three times a week to the actual gym. I'm very fortunate that Master Murad comes to unlock the doors for me, and I go to I train with my partner there, a little bit of sparring, and I do that. Again, I'm very fortunate, and again, it's very important just to ride anything that's good right now. Take that energy and keep moving. Just keep moving.
Yeah, through that, you're a pretty complete athlete. So, and
Yeah.
it's nice to see that you do all of that to keep in shape and keep motivate. Do you have any hobby outside Taekwondo? And I mean, you said you were working at your home company. Did you study? What do you do to keep the balance in your life?
Oh, exactly this, right? I Zoom as much as possible with some or Google Meet, whatever it is, with a lot of friends. I keep my friends very close to me, even if they're far away and I can't see them. I try to get on their list once a week, twice a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Doesn't matter. You just have to pursue your friendships that you have. My big hobbies is that I'm very into the board game nights. I'm very into the games and stuff like that. So it's very nice for my friends and I to just release on that, play a game, read a book. We read together. My partner and I read together. Just try to find activities to do to stay happy, stay fit, stay mentally fit. My work. I'm the co-owner of my job. We do construction, and I'm the estimator, so I estimate the jobs, and so that's always keeping me mentally involved. There's a lot of numbers, a lot of crunch time, so I'm busy. Yeah. It's Taekwondo is something special. There's a lot of team sports out there. So there's soccer. You meet a lot of friends in soccer. It's a team sport. You feel happy, and you could have the most fun in those sports. But there's nothing like an individual sport to really evolve you, really push you in a direction and directions you never knew you can do. Taekwondo for me has evolved me and pushed me through a lot of the stuff that I thought that was impossible. So it really kept me motivated especially with my situations with my arms and stuff like that. Things that I thought didn't bug me anymore. Taekwondo brought that into the light to say, hey, look, you do have a problem here, but it's okay. And it pushed me through that. It made me a lot stronger. This sport could teach you a lot of things mentally, physically. It's one thing to have your friends around, a lot of groups of friends around to push you, and but it's another thing to do a sport like this to teach you that you're strong enough to do all this alone and push to the mountain and go as far as you could push. It teaches you a lot of good things. Not to say that you won't meet any friends and that stuff. I've met a lot. My best friends are in that gym right now, but it teaches you a lot individually that I think all of you should push to obtain.
Awesome. You were training for probably the biggest event in Taekwondo, the Para-Taekwondo Paralympic Games. Is it done for you for 2020 Tokyo to 2021? Or there's still a chance to compete there?
Well, I'd like to think that there's still a chance. I think the big disappointment was that if I won the Pan Am Games, I would have been for sure in there. But unfortunately, I did not. So there's a lot of ifs and buts because there are wild card slots out there. So there's always a chance that if they like what I do and they see potential there, they could always choose Canada and choose me to represent. So I'm going to keep training. I'm going to keep going strong. I'm going to go to as much competitions as I can. I'm going to show up and yeah, there's always a chance. There's always a chance to make it for 20.
And what will be your next goals? I mean, regarding maybe more for 2024 after that, but maybe we're going to have a nice journey to maybe the Paralympic. What's your next goal?
I'm here always. My next goal is to teach. It's one thing to reach this Olympic world stage. There's one thing to do that, and there's one thing it's another thing to stay in it and be involved with the community and help it grow. And I'm here forever. My goal is to teach, to coach, to motivate, to everything you could think of. I'm here for it. So, and I'm gonna fight as long as my body is capable to fight. I'm gonna keep fighting.
Awesome. Would you like to share something to Taekwondo Québec members? We're at the end of our interview, and we'd like to let people your last words.
Yeah, sure. Again, I've said it so many times, even in this interview. This sport teaches you something special, whether it's with your problems you try to hide or try to run from or whatever. It puts it in your face and truly evolves you as a person, and it gives you good values. Keep training, keep pushing. Again, this sport is special. There's nothing else like that. Keep training. There's a lot of good people in Quebec. There's a lot of good athletes in Quebec. Vivian and Alex and all those talented people. They have it's one thing to talk about it, but when you experience it, when you're around these people, they really light you up. They give you the adrenaline. You'll meet tons of friends, tons of people. You'll travel the world, and there's nothing better than that. So keep pushing.
Anthony, thank you very much for this moment with us. It's awesome to have you to represent Quebec and Canada at international level, but you are very good people too. It's nice to have you in Quebec and see you in all tournament there. So we wish you the best for all of your next goal, and as well in this time where it's going to be nice to see you just in Quebec competing and after that difficult time.
I'll be here for sure.
And have a great holidays. So Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Happy holidays to you too, and to all of Quebec and Canada. Thank you.
Thank you.
Something's trying to get me through forever, like a potion.